route takes us out to Llangoedmor, which is to the west of Cardigan. It uses country roads to get us to Penna Park and then back into Cardigan. We start off on the A487, just down from the traffic lights by Tesco's. We're heading south down to the roundabout, and we're going to turn left in the direction of Carmarthen. We're going to take the first turning left. As you go over this rise, you'll see a house ahead of us. The turning is there. It's a tight turn with a low curb on the left hand side. We've got to be slow enough to get in and on our side of the road and not hit that curb. Our next turn is a mile away. It's a staggered crossroads and we're turning left. See the hazard? A runner in the road coming towards us. Let's get a bit closer and take another look. I've got to move out to give them good space to go past them. If I do that though, it's going to put me across the white line. And it's a bend which I can't see around. So I can't do that. I've got to slow. Once I can see around the bend and I know it's clear, I can move out across the white line to pass her. However, if I can't see, I'm going to have to slow right down and trade distance for speed, so I'll pass her reasonably close, but I'm staying to my side of the white line. But I'll be at a speed where, if she steps out in front of me, I can still stop. And another hazard, this time on the right hand side of the road. It's not very clear, but it's two kids on bikes and they're not really in control of what they're doing. I'm going to back off and watch them carefully. I'm going to be ready to stop in case they lose control and come across onto my side of the road. There's also an additional danger. In the distance you can see a car with headlights. I've got to be ready in case, as he comes down the road, he swerves across towards me because he hasn't seen the cyclists in time. Once we're clear, I can accelerate back up to speed again. We'll shortly be reaching the staggered crossroads. You can't see the left turn that we're going to take. You'll see the sign in advance and you'll see the turning on the right. Our turning is probably 15 to 20 metres further along on the left. Once we've seen the right hand turn, we know that left hand turn is going to be almost on us and we're going to be braking appropriately to make that turn and not overshoot. Yet another hazard. She's seen me and stepped off the road. My speed's coming down for the turn and I've got a reasonable view ahead. I can move out and give her reasonable space and do it safely. We're now onto some narrow country lanes. We've got about half a mile to our first turn. On these roads I'm going to be travelling at a speed that I know I can stop if anything comes towards me. I'm also going to be looking for passing places where, as I approach bends, I'm slow enough to be able to wait, or, if necessary, I know where I've got to reverse back to. We've met the car at a point where we haven't got space for two vehicles to pass. I know that I've got space just a little bit behind me, so I'm going to stop and reverse back to let them through. road continues uphill. Our left turn comes once the road levels off. There's a sign on the right and it's fairly clear to see. And there's the sign, we're turning left. I'm coming in slowly because I don't know how narrow the road is as I come round the corner, so I need to make sure that it's clear once I enter into the road. Notice the conditions are wet and muddy. That's going to increase our stopping distance. We need to be able to stop within the distance we can see to be clear. I'm making good progress where I've got the opportunity to do so, but I'm not entering bends at an excessive speed where I can't stop. As we come round the left-hand bend, we'll see the blue Penner Park sign. We've got to be travelling very slowly there. The road narrows almost immediately afterwards, and there's not enough space for two cars, and it's blind. Notice how I've got my speed right down. Now I've got good visibility, so I can let the speed come up again. And we're now travelling down to the crossroads at Penner Park. If we've done the Llangoedmor route, we would have come out of the road which is on our right hand side opposite us. We're going to turn left and head back into Cardigan. Notice it's 40 miles an hour. You might not see the sign as you come up if you're concentrating at the junction, but as we turn left, 40 miles an hour all the way back to almost as we get into Cardigan. There's a queue of cars ahead travelling at the speed limit. I'm not getting too close. 2-3 second gap is more than adequate. and the speed limit is now 40 miles an hour. We're going to turn right at the traffic lights. I'm going to indicate right and then move into the right hand lane. The lights are red. Notice that there's a filter on the left hand lane to go straight ahead, which is green. And we're going to turn right and head back into Cardigan Town Centre.